Hello, good Friday. What's up to all my people in and out of the country? It's a beautiful week. It's one of the very beautiful week, just like others. Most of the trades have just gone so much better. Most likely, the way we did anticipate. Though we have had some trades which I had some loss. I show them later. But still the profit that I made has been able to surpass the trade which has stopped out, because always if you are good at risk to reward ratio, perhaps you can maximize profit and go aggressive to the entries that are super potential, like this one. Euro AUD, despite the fact that I'm intending to this price will come to these lows, I would have been very happy if today's candle would have closed under this daily time frame price floor zone. But now it's Friday, it's nearly going to have a New York close, so I don't necessarily have to keep on holding. I just closed partial, took some of the profits, and maybe I'll look for the next week whether I'll have the interest to look for another opportunity or not. But if today's candle would have shown the potentials up to this moment, perhaps to continue further down, then I would have just hold a lot of the pairs, just left only single one. Of course, in my Insta story, I have shared them. This was a Bitcoin. This is Bitcoin. This is the GJ. I have had a loss with GJ. This is Euro AUD today. It was during London lunch. Price was going very much good. I suffered a lot of drawdown. Price stayed in the drawdown for since yesterday, today. So I was a little bit scared, like maybe perhaps I could be stopped out, but yet still price didn't do that. And here we are now. Once price reached this area, I decided to eventually close this trade. I have three entries with a total of 13 lot size, so I just closed and just leave only one entry, partial closed to maybe go and break even. Everything is good. So let us look at what happened from this trade. Perhaps I have had this trade since last week. I was once stopped out. I got into this trade very early. I got into this trade very early in 19th. It was in August 19. No, not 19. It was here. Yes, it was 13th of August last week. So I got early into this market and I was smashed out when this price came to retest at these H4 highs. But eventually, it's just because I didn't follow the strategy. Of course, I was supposed to wait for the price to close under this weekly price ceiling zone, having a beautiful retest and then continue to shoot down, just like which has happened here. This is what I was supposed to have, waiting for a full body candle closing under the price floor zone, retest and continue to shoot. But I wanted to be part and parcel of breaking the zone. That's why I was smashed out on 13th. You can perhaps see here. Here's where I was entered this trade on 13th. So you can see the candle of 15th August and the 14th and 15th August smashed me out, came to the test at the OP of the day time frame, and then price continued to shoot. But although ever since I knew that in order to have a good confluence to take a short trade, this is supposed to happen, break and retest, it was also confluenced by so many other factors. So let's go and look from the higher time frame perspective as into why I took a short with this trade. Perhaps you see here, even if you look at the monthly time frame, that we see that this market structure is bullish as market is breaking structure above, and again above. It's just this week we have experienced this break of these previous weeks and creating a new high. So for the next week, this lower high, this monthly higher low will shift from this point up to this point, and this will stand at the height of the structure. By then, I have had so many confluence to take this trade down based on the monthly time frame. Although I know that this price is buying, is bullish in terms of structure, but the presence of this beautiful bullish engulfing from the monthly time frame is one of the symbol that this market is coming to sell, perhaps maybe up to this monthly hidden COC, it will be the first TP, and the monthly LQE liquidity will be the second TP. So I'm still hoping that this market will continue to shoot, but with regard with market structure, risk to reward ratio, and respect of the zone, that's why we take profit wherever it's supposed to be taken based on the structure. You know, sometimes you should learn how to close the trade, not just you hold now. You should hold where necessary, right? And then looking at the weekly time frame, it was much simple because market gave us a lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. We have had this lower low, lower high. Again, the beautiful weekly time frame structure shift, creating a new high by testing the previous monthly highs. And you see what's happening here. You are having a very beautiful bearish pin bar. That's why I knew for sure now we are going to have a very long-term sales trade to reflect what's happening up to at least this area where we see there is also a weekly price floor and the price ceiling zone, right? So weekly time frame is bearish just because we need to have a retest after the shift of the structure and the presence of this strong weekly pin bar, which was already tested by the week of the 13th week, which I was smashed out because of intolerance. That's why everything is now confirming where the market is going. And then coming to the daily time frame, it is how beautiful it is, like we can see here. Now, here on August 21, it was on Tuesday, things were now going better after a very beautiful bearish structure formation. You have a lower low, lower high, lower low, and then price broke a completely candle closed under this previously daily time frame scenario zone. It was a matter of waiting for the retest where we have had so many confluence here. First of all, it is a daily price flow in the price ceiling zone, and number two, it is a daily hidden WRL liquidity. Number three, it is a daily 50 exponential moving average is crossing over there. So all these factors were giving us enough confidence to say, hey guys, this price is really coming to make more meaning at this area. And this is what I'm talking about. It was here on Tuesday. It was here on Tuesday and Wednesday. So price was around this area. That's why I took free entry. I entered 3 times this pair. I entered 3 times. As you can see, the entries here. This was the first entry, the second entry with $1,000. The third entry is $2,500, and the first entry is $1,080. $800. So the 3 entries. So the first entry actually was triggered here at the 50 EMA. So I was hoping price would have come at this area and reject the 50 EMA to add some other position, something which literally happened in 4 hours when price came at this area, taking the first order. Because here, if you look very clear, you see we are having an inverted head and shoulder, which has been broken. Then now price will come to the test at the neckline of the inverted head and shoulder as a flipped inverted head and shoulder. So all things were making more meaning. And once I found out that here we are likely to have a 4 hours bearish tweezer top, I added another position. Of course, I entered them here through market execution, but price came back to have a retracement, so I was supposed to expand the stop loss of the second orders. As you can see, it took so many pips, like 50-80 pips for risk to reward ratio for the second order, and the first one is 37 pips. But all in all, this entry was triggered out of the daily time frame. You know, the daily time frame is one of the very high time frame, so perhaps it's okay to even to expand the risk to reward ratio. And the beautiful thing was when I added the third position is after observing that price, when it came to retest here inside during this drawdown, there was a beautiful bearish 4 hours engulfing candle and a morning star. That's why I added the third position by the sell stop. So price boom 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 continue to sell with this trend. That's why we're having a very beautiful bearish market. And perhaps you could see, even if you look at the trend of the market is trending very much good down. It's making a lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. This was a lower low, so we need to have a lower high before we create another new lower low. So for the next week, perhaps maybe I will look at what's happening if this market will close under this area, waiting for a retest and then continue to shoot. But all in all, just wait at what's happening before we make those decisions. As of now, this price has just moved with a total of 150 pips by both two pairs, with the first order making 84 pips and the second order making 66 pips, giving us a total of 150 pips. Just you could perhaps see here, is what I posted. So it is what it is, guys. This is Gatos FX. See you tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll be having a live webinar on Saturday during London session around 11 o'clock a.m. East African hours. I just shared the guys, see how I took some of the trade in this week. This is Gatos FX.